All right. First of all, what an interesting game. What an amazing sign of resilience. Team picking each other up. A lot of things didn't go our way in the second half, but guys just kept battling and found a way. And there's no style points in the playoffs. You either go home or you advance. And I'm so proud of this group. For them to come out to a lead and do what they did. I thought the defense did a great job on a lot of the sudden change situations. Having those 4 turnovers in the second half is something we absolutely have to clean up. But my favorite part is guys just stayed together, all right? Nobody flinched, nobody blinked. They ended up tying the game up. And then what can you say about take a sack on the first down, hit Cooper for a big play on the second play of the drive, and then really, even though we got the clock stoppage, thought there was a chance we'd get a pressure right there, and for Matthew to be able to kind of throw off drift, hit Cooper down the pipe, then be able to get it clocked, and then Matt to be able to respond and knock it true as time expired. I mean, it's just the epitome of a team game. Really excited to be able to get back to SoFi in front of our fans, host the NFC Championship against what we know is a great opponent in the San Francisco 49ers. Tremendous respect for the Bucs and reigning world champs. They gave us everything and more, but hats off to them. Really excited for our players. They did a great job, and that's why you play 4 quarters and try to finish that game out. But that was something else. It was incredible, Sam. They ended up getting the pressure off. They kind of hit it from depth. Matthew recognized it. Cooper was on kind of a vertical route right down the pipe, and he put great trajectory on it. Cooper was able to dig out and run underneath it. And then the rest is history. It felt like that ball hung up for about 12 seconds, but those guys did a great job. I thought Matthew Stafford was unbelievable throughout the whole day. Just his poise, his command, his demeanor, his decision-making. We put a lot on him. They present a lot of different to the pass downs, but on early downs as well. And Matthew got us in and out of a lot of the right stuff. And what can you say about Cooper's response? Still have tremendous faith and confidence in Cam Akers. He's going to be a great player. There'll be a couple plays that he wants back, and then we had the little miscommunication on the one snap after we end up getting the turnover, in their territory, and those are things that can't have, but we were able to overcome it, and I'm excited for those guys. Yeah, I thought I said this has got to be a dream, Josina. But our guys just kept battling. I mean, the defense, their response after a lot of the bad situations that the offense put our guys in, they just kept responding. And then it found a way. Okay, they ended up tying it up, and then the offense responds. And special teams comes back after an uncharacteristic missed field goal where we had a chance to go up 17 points and. That's why you play 4 quarters. It's a team game. I love this team. I love the way that they stay connected. They stay together. And certainly those are things that we have to clean up, Josina, as you move forward, into the NFC Championship. But we'll take it. And it's a lot easier to clean up after you find a way to get it done. Well, I think that it's the confidence in themselves. We always talk about trust yourself, trust your teammates, and that's what these guys do. And they buy into it. They know that the preparation can be alignment with having a quieted mind, all the things that go on. Let's be totally and completely present. What can we control? It's a 27-27 game. If we find a way to get into field goal range, feel all the confidence in the world in Matt Gay and Matthew and and the rest of the offensive guys did an outstanding job putting our kicking unit in position, and 30-27. I just like the way that they respond. I thought they put great pressure on them all day, and I thought in some of the sudden change situations that they were put in, to hold them to field goals on a handful of times. Some of the turnovers, I thought the turnover by Nick Scott was a huge play. I mean, you really look at it, we missed some opportunities where the defense did a great job getting the offense short fields, and we come away with no points. And so those are tough things, But again, I'm really just proud of this group. I love the resilience. You talk about what's one thing that all successful people have. There's a mental toughness. There's a resilience that accompanies that. They navigate through the tough times, and sometimes that occurs within the framework of a game, and that's what we saw today.
For moments like that, is that why Matthew guys went out and got that?
Well, I'll tell you what, he certainly delivered in a big way today, Gary. And, whether it's why you go get him, always had a lot of confidence in Matthew. That never wavered. It never wavered, the confidence he had in himself, the teammates, the coaches. And, man, he had a look in his eye. I mean, if you just look at what an awesome thing it was to see him clock that, and he basically knew, all right, Matt's going to come in and finish this thing off. But Matthew did a great job. He's our leader. Love him. What a great competitor. And what an outstanding job he did on a huge stage today against the reigning world champs. Yeah, if I said it, I get fined. That was exciting, though. No, I mean, when you're going through those kind of things, the range of emotions and excitement, and then you're saying, okay, well, let's finish this off. We got ourselves in position, but we got to go finish it. Good snap, good hold. Kick goes in, and then there was a lot of excitement. And now, you really enjoy this, and then we got to get ready for a team that we know has been a really tough matchup for us. They've done an outstanding job, and it's going to be a great game. Yeah, I think it's really confidence in Cam, but we do have confidence in Sony. It was tough to really be able to get anything in the run game going. They did a nice job, but always talk about that, to be able to have that great ball security, especially when you're in those 4-minute situations where you're trying to really just run the clock out, but still knew we needed to compete and wanted to be able to do that. He was making a tough run, as he's kind of pulling through it, got a little bit away from him, and this defense does an outstanding job attacking at the football. Great learning ops, and I know he'll learn and he'll respond the right way from it. I think it's great. I can't wait to see the fans show up, and Mr. Kroenke's house that he built, to be able to do this in the first year that fans are here. It's going to be a special opportunity to go put together a good performance, a great week of preparation, and then watch our guys go shine against a great opponent next week, Bill. No, there was some factors depending upon which direction you were kicking that made it a little bit more difficult, but that's news to me. Pretty awesome. The last 2 times he's been back here, he ends up hitting game winners when we end up winning by 3, and so he's been great. He's been clutch. I'm so glad for him that he got an opportunity to come back from an uncharacteristic miss. Those are things that inevitably occur. How do we respond? He did a great job in addition to the other 10 guys around him. So really happy for Matt.
That's one, guys. Was there any point in that game when you felt comfortable? When you went up 27-3, were you thinking, okay, we've got this?
Can I say yes? No. It got to 27-27. I think the thing is there was a lot of uncharacteristic errors that occurred that allowed them to be able to get back in the game. That being said, they forced some of those. They did a good job being able to get points on the board, and so they're a great team. Got tremendous respect for them. I just love the way that we found a way at the end. Now we know we've got to minimize those things, Gary, but I think we all know it's much easier to be able to clean those things up when you find a way to get it done, and that's why you just continue to play each snap. You be totally and completely present, and you don't eliminate yourself, and a lot of things that we can look at, but I'm just excited to continue to be able to work. Okay, thanks, guys. Ugh. It was just, a crazy type of ending, but through the ups and the downs, we stuck together. We found a way to, to win the game. So that's the most important thing. So we had some plays. We was just running. Guys was getting free. We had a couple games that got open, and we was just, staying at them. So. We just got to keep playing. We got to try to find a way to, close this game out and win. That was the most important thing. Just was a lot of craziness that just happened. But like I said, we found a way through all the adversity to stick together, and we won a game. So we still alive. So.
I know it's short week away, but you're back against the Niners, and last time it was you got to finish next time. Thoughts on that opportunity?
Well, you won't want to know but no other way. I feel like it's like the perfect setting to get to what we need to get. We got to, play a divisional opponent that, they got the best of us the last couple of times. So you wouldn't want to know other way than what we got right now. So, getting ready for a dogfight. So. He was the same. He just started making some throws and making things happen later in the game. So you got to play 4 quarters, and at times he made his plays, and we got to him and made him frustrated at times. But he stayed poised and was still able to make them plays to put them back in the game. So.
Aaron, was there a point where you felt that shift in determination from Tampa's game? I mean, obviously you guys got up, felt like their will was broken a little bit, but it seemed like there was like a little bit of shift. I don't know if it was when Brady got into a hot situation.
We made a couple turnovers. They kind of got the fans back into the game, made a couple big plays on their defensive side of the ball. So that's just the nature of the NFL. You got to continue to play 4 quarters because it's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, and as long as you find a way, definitely in playoff football, to come away with the W, that's all that matters.
What's it like to be able to go to the NFC Championship and play it at home with a chance to go?
It's good. Like I said, ain't this is like I said, it's like if you was to write a book, this is how you write a book. Like you at home playing against a divisional opponent, that got advantage of it the last couple of times, and now to get to where we want to get to, you got to beat that team. So it's like you wouldn't want another way.
Sean noted the presence and guys staying settled within what they can control within themselves when things did go off the rails there, especially in that 4th quarter. What was the sentiment among the defense to just continue to rush?
Just keep playing. That's what it is. Keep playing, trying to find a way to get to the quarterback, trying to find ways to affect them in any way we can. They made their plays, but at the end of the day, we won. So.
Aaron, what was going through your mind after the game? Despite then Stafford has a chance, 46 seconds left.
I was just like shocked. It was just like how the game just changed, and then we make that big play. Cooper Kupp make them 2 plays and get us in field position, and then we make the field goal. It's like you happy, but it's like oh my gosh, like it was just all over the place. So.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom. I'm going to call you right back. How's it going? Man, I'm still trying to process everything. But man, that was a crazy game. You know, I knew it was gonna come down to the end. All the times that I've played, you know, Tom Brady, you know, it always comes down to the end. So I knew no lead that we had was safe. Man, I'm so proud of these guys, man. Everybody played. Everybody's name was called today, and everybody answered the bell. From offense, defense, special teams. Nobody was perfect tonight, but you know we still found a way to win it, man. And it's always great to fix things that you did wrong after a win. So it's a crazy win, man. I know we got a tough 49ers team, coming up, but let's not think about that right now. Let's make the plane do backflips on the way home, and take tomorrow off, and then start working on a really good 49ers team. Yeah, that's my mom. That's my mom. I was still celebrating, like, yeah. Then I heard the crowd going crazy. I'm like, whoa. Wait, they got the ball back? I said they got the ball back. I was still celebrating when the Buccaneers defense, got the ball. But we quickly, got everything back together, and we were able to, hold them. We were able to hold them on fourth down, and like I said, man, offense, they saved us at the end. Defense, we weren't perfect tonight, but we were still able to get the win. Special teams, man, we had a lot of great returns today to put us in position to score points, man. And thank God for moments like this. I appreciate the Rams, and the Broncos, for allowing this, to happen for me, man. And I just feel blessed, and it's an honor and a privilege to be on the team with these guys.
Hey, Von, you think about just that part of it. You coming here, OBJ coming here, Matthew Stafford, his first year in town. For the newcomers on this team to have this moment, the way it's all played out.
It's like a movie, right? It's like a movie, man. It's been a movie since I walked into George Payton's office and he told me I was getting traded, man. It's been a movie. Coming here and being able to experience, this culture, man, and see the way they go about things, and be on the same team with Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, and Matthew Stafford, and to be in LA, it definitely does not suck. And I'm just grateful, man. These are the things that I prayed for. These things that I got on my knees and I beg God, for, and I appreciate, everything that He's blessed me with.
Well, what do you consider about the group that, like, you got 12 on the other sideline, and obviously the psychology of that and everything else, and Matthew's able to do what he did at the end of the game?
Matthew Stafford, baby. He got 2 playoff wins, 2 really good playoff wins. He's played great. He's won against Kyler Murray and Tom Brady, man. It's nothing is perfect in the playoffs. You just got to find a way to win. You got to find a way to string wins together. And Matthew Stafford, he's doing it, man. It's an honor and a privilege to be his teammate.
What were you thinking when you get the ball 42 seconds, Stafford runs out there, and as that last sequence unfolded, how were you reacting?
I wasn't trying to get too high. I was just trying to stay neutral. I wasn't trying to get too up. I wasn't trying to get low. I wasn't trying to be negative or positive. I just wanted to stay neutral. In my mind, I felt like it was going to be more that was asking me. In my mind, I'm thinking, like, I got to get a sack. I got to come out here. And the next time I touch the field, I got to get a sack, forced fumble. I got to win the game for my teammates. And you look up, and Cooper Kupp is catching it. And, he's right there on the 5-yard line, and, everybody's going crazy. And, then Gay hits the game-winning field goal, man, and it just feels good. I just want to thank God and, all the people and all the fans and all the people that supported me and my teammates and everybody that has helped us get to this moment right here. We still got 2 games to go, and we're going to celebrate this one tonight. Take tomorrow off, and then we're going to get ready for a very, very tough 49ers team.
Can you sense a couple more days in Los Angeles, the fans to be a team for San Francisco, the rivalry of the city, the rivalry of the community? Can you sense that?
Can I sense?
Can you sense the rivalry between LA and the residents of the city?
Yeah. It's definitely a rivalry. Cooper Kupp, man. Yeah, Cooper Kupp, man, what a game, boy, baby. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a tough game, but I don't want to get too ahead. I don't want to get too ahead of things, and just want to stay in the moment, man. We played a great game tonight. We're able to get a win. All the pressure that has been put on this team. We've won the bell. We've answered the bell, and pressure is a privilege, man. To feel pressure is to feel alive, man. You gotta be in these moments. You can't blink. You just gotta keep going. My team didn't blink today. Like I said, we're going to take tonight off. We're going to get ready tomorrow and get ready for a very, very tough 49ers team in this 49ers rivalry, man. We got to find a way to put it together.
Hey, Von, what do you think about Tom Brady in terms of whether or not this might be his last?
Nah, it ain't going to be. Nah, it ain't going to be. Nah, it ain't going to be. It ain't going to be the end of Tom Brady. Got a lot of respect for Tom Brady. I've always respected him, but, spending time with him, off the field at the Kentucky Derby and him helping out with my pass rush summit, I got a lot of respect for the guy. The only reason, not to like Tom Brady is that he wins. He's a great guy, hell of a leader. I don't think this is going to be the end of it, man. He's going to dust himself off and he's going to be ready to go.
We'll wrap it up with George.
Last 2 weeks in a row, you guys have actually put up historic numbers in terms of your pressure and your pass rush win rate. Where is that point between design and execution that you guys are striking right now?
I don't know, man. We're doing the exact same thing that we've been doing since I got here. Coach Henney and, Raheem Morris. It's the exact same plan that we've been doing since I got here. When we win, we do the same thing, and when we lose, we do the same thing, man. And it's and that's just a testament to all of these guys and the confidence they have in the players, man. And I don't know, man. I just continue to pray and continue to ask God to grant my desires, man, and just to keep going. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'd say it felt like it hung up there forever. We got a moving clock 0. Matthew did a great job just buying time, putting the ball up, letting me run underneath it. And I'm not sure how he knew exactly where I was going to end up so quickly, but just a great job hitting me in stride. One of those ones where all you can do is just dig out your route, looked up for the ball, and hope that it's floating up there. And it's just a great play by Matthew putting the ball where it needed to be. No, I think as an offense, we first and foremost did a terrible job executing for this team in the second half there. We can't do the things that we did. Put our defense, our team in a really bad spot. But the belief that we can, the belief in moving forward to the next play, the next series, that was always there. The execution wasn't always there. But the belief that we were going to go out there and do something, that never changed. So we get the opportunity there with, 42 seconds, whatever it was, one timeout, to go down there and try to make this thing happen. We love that opportunity, and the great thing about this team, we enjoy the process, we enjoy the daily preparation, and then just being able to play this game out, enjoying every moment of that thing. It makes those moments where you aren't looking at the destination as the final arrival, as the point that you're, I don't know. The destination isn't the goal. The goal is enjoying the process, and we can enjoy the process. Know that those moments are never too big because it's just a part of that continuous grind, that continuous push, play after play, to just do your job. So we just got a lot of guys that embody that, and did a great job just finding a way at the end there. Just for that last play. So we came out of that one. We got 2 men. We were able to get the ball out of bounds. I think Sean did a great job just getting us up to the line of scrimmage, because I thought I'd gotten out of bounds and the clock was stopped. So I was thinking, okay, we'll huddle up a little bit. But he wanted us to get up on the ball quickly, so they couldn't set a rush or anything. They did a great job of credit to the Bucs to be able to get into a moving clock, hurry up 0 like they did. But, when you do that, when you move quickly, they're not able to set it as well as they would like to. Guys might be a step or two behind from where they want to be. It gives Matthew just, even if it's just half a second more to be able to, hang in there a second, put the ball up, and, then at the end of the day after that, just putting the ball where it was on a route that's really, we call the route that I ran, we call it a love of the game route because you're really just trying to draw coverage. But, he was able to read my body language and put the ball in the right spot for us.
Do you think because it was happening so quickly and they're trying to get the leverage, but they're obviously leading runway,
Yeah.
to be able to get an extra step?
No, well, it wasn't so much for me. It's more for the line being able to, guys just not being able to be in the spots that they would like to be in, and really be able to set the rush. I thought they did a great job. Credit to the Bucs for being able. I'm getting to a 0 on moving clock. That's not an easy task to do. So credit to them for being able to get in those spots. I've got to go back and watch the film and really take a look at it.
You had the fumble in the second half. How grateful were you to get the chance at redemption?
Yeah, that's obviously tough. It's an inevitable part of this game. No one's played this game and not had one of those. You obviously try to limit them as much as you can to be in that moment. Obviously, you feel like you let your team down. Put the defense out there in a terrible spot. You never want to do that. We preached on the side. Literally before we got on that drive, we're preaching ball security, and that's something I can't do. Kind of started the slow trickle of what our offense kind of turned into there. We kind of turned the ball over consecutive times in a row, and I just have to be better than that. Yeah. No, not really. Just because of the mentality, like I've said, we take the next play attitude, good, bad, or ugly. You can't in this game allow the ebbs and flows to influence you moving forward, and that's. You're going to get yourself into trouble doing that. So whatever happens, if you make the best play or the worst play, you have to move on to the next one and be able to execute. And so nothing changes in terms of my focus, my concentration on just executing my job to the best of my ability. And I think you even see, on that last play, we get down there to wherever it was, the 7, 8, 10-yard line on that last play. The next play I know is going to be, getting this ball spotted, getting this ball, the ball clocked, and the attitude just, it's trying to stay level regardless of what's going on. So and like I said, we have so many guys that do that. It helps put us in a really good spot, and just being able to move forward, be in the right state of mind, and just the perspective of just executing your job over and over again.
That game had missed a field goal that could have put the game away. How high is your confidence?
Oh yeah, incredibly high. It's tough. He's got a very difficult job. He's done an incredible job all this year. I have no doubts that he's going to, continue to just be clutch for us. So everyone on this team has so much faith in Matty, and he's going to continue to be he's a Pro Bowl kicker. He's one of the best in the league. So we've got a ton of faith in him.
Cooper, can you just clarify? Did you say it's the love of the game route or love the game?
It's a love of the game route because most of the time you're rarely getting the ball thrown to you. You're really just trying to pull people out for the other guys on the other routes that are happening around you. So we just call it a love of the game route.
And then what did, if anything, did you say to Matthew? Matthew say to you after he spiked the ball? You guys mainly could, and not the field, but
I didn't say anything. I've kept it pretty. I think I kept it pretty cool. I can't speak for Matthew on that one. I don't think I can tell you any of the things that he said after that, but he was obviously juiced. He did an incredible job sticking in there. Truly, what he was able to do on that play against the 0, where he knows he's hot, being able to stand in there, stare down the barrel, put the ball up, and where he put that, it's just an incredible play by Matthew. Yeah, oh man, there's just a really good football team. We're looking forward to that opportunity. It's going to be fun this week to prepare for them again. It'll be another division opponent that we'll be playing for the 3rd time this year. Really good team. They've got so many guys across the board that I've got a lot of respect for. So it's going to mean a lot. Being able to play at home in SoFi for the conference championship against a team that you've played twice in your division. It's just an incredible opportunity. Looking forward to it.
You were spectators last time around with the Super Bowl, and I wonder if they'll give you a greater appreciation now for these moments.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through was in 2018, that Super Bowl run. Being and one part of me completely and fully invested and pulling for my guys and, wanting to see them succeed and achieve success and achieve the pinnacle of this sport and winning a Super Bowl. And then on the other side, fully and completely wanting to be a part of it and not being able to. It can tear you apart a little bit. So I do. I mean, I think I would have the appreciation for it regardless. But I know what the other side of this is, and I do. I mean, I have a ton of respect, appreciation for every snap we get to have, and we play this great game.
Cooper, last one, guys. On the film review, what made you think you guys could expose that secondary and get some big plays? And on your 70-yard catch score, how do you have the wherewithal at the end to take this headline?
Yeah, I think this team we played, the Bucs, they've got some really good football players. Obviously, their front. I think the first thing you talk about is those guys up front and what they're able to do. One of the best run defenses in the league, but they've got some guys off the edge too that can create some problems for you. I think our guys up front did a great job today. They got linebackers that can fly around. Those two guys, Devin White and Levante David, are real good football players. And then you got Sean Murphy Bunting in the nickel. You got Carlton Davis. You got Jamil Dean, Antoine Winfield, and Jordan Whitehead. I've got so much respect for those guys and how they play together. I was telling them during the game, watching their film, they play the game the right way. It's a good outfit, and they do a great job. So our job was really about distributing the field the right way, being on the details. There's a few plays we got to go back and just be a little bit better on some of those details as well. But on that, on the long play there early in the game, Coach got us in a great call. We got the coverage that we wanted. We were able to get a little 2-on-1 on the front side safety, and Matthew did a good job hanging in there. I think he ended up on the ground on that one too, but giving me an opportunity to run after the catch, and it honestly felt a little bit like a play that happened in high school. Just you kind of get a feel for the angles of how guys are playing you, and I felt like my best opportunity was to cut back there, and we were able to get in the end zone. Legs felt a little heavy on that one. I wasn't moving very fast, but happy I was able to get in the end zone on it. That's not good. It's not good, but that's good. It's confirmation. I wasn't moving great, so it is what it is. I'll work on that. Yeah, thank you, guys.
what is going through your head, the last 45, 50 seconds of the game?
Yeah, just try to get it into a good spot. We were going into the wind there a little bit. You could feel it from the field goal previous that we tried. Got beat up by the wind like crazy. Just trying to get ourselves a chance at it. And, the first down play, I don't know. I was thinking I was going to run it. That was a poor idea. And then Cooper did a great job on the second one of winning. Fought through some contact at the top of his route and did a great job of getting out of bounds. And then we just kind of jumped the ball, which I thought was great. Sean was in my ear telling me, "Hey, let's go faster, not let them set their pressure, whatever it is." And they decided to bring the house and go to zero. And the route that Cooper's running there is, we describe it a lot of times in our meetings as a love of the game route. You're really never getting the ball. You're just clearing out some area, working for some other routes, and they decided to bring everybody and that's really the best option at that point. Felt it after the snap, kind of recognized it was going to be, an all-out pressure and was able to put it to a good spot. Coop made a great catch. And, then we, just clocked it with enough time. And Matt came in and did his thing, which was awesome.
All the way back in your first press conference, you said you wanted to play in a good game, big stage, to be in this game on that stage and succeed in that last 45 seconds. What does that mean?
It means a lot, that's a lot of hard work, for a lot of years going into, a short amount of time. A lot of hard work this year too with some great teammates. That's the thing I've loved and I've really appreciated is being a part of this team. Is how many guys we have pulling the rope in the right direction, doing everything they can to be prepared for those moments. Like I said, that's the last guy that I would have thought would have gotten that ball before the snap was snapped. And, he was ready, he was running, and made a great play. But I don't know. Taking it all in, loving every minute of it, working my tail off, trying to enjoy, every situation that we're in, every opportunity that we earn. I'm loving going to battle with these guys. Our defense is playing unbelievable. We put them in some tough spots tonight. 4 fumbles is unexcusable. We can't do it, and we'll be better for it.
Matthew, obviously you've been in situations to lead game-winning drives plenty of times before, but what was it like tonight, especially after the game was tied and you had a chance to do it again? And what was the message to the locker room once you got that out?
I think we're a resilient group. We're a confident group. We knew some plays needed to be made. There's no question about that, but. I love those situations. I hate the way we got to it tonight. There's some plays we all wish we had back that could have ended that game with probably me taking a knee. And we need to get to that point. But at the same time, finding a way to win a football game is what it's all about. And we got a group of guys in that locker room that all believe in each other. And I believe in those guys. So it was a whole lot of fun. Heart was racing, but at the same time was just going out there to execute and have fun, enjoying the moment, and glad we got it done.
Hey, Matthew, how does it rank in terms of what you have to do as a quarterback, the zero blitz, and you know you're going to get hit? How does that rank in all the things you do as a quarterback, the toughness?
It's one of those things. This one we were going so fast, it kind of happened on the fly. A lot of times in those situations, you can kind of feel the demeanor of the defense and maybe get to a play. That's, one where we were rolling the dice to go fast, and our guys up front did an unbelievable job really all night, keeping me clean, battling against a really good front, and just kind of recognized it after I got the ball in my hands. The free safety was kind of felt like he was hunting up, low and across over there to Higbee, and just felt like I was getting no post player, and was able to stand in there. Found Cooper on his angle. He did a great job of just putting his head down and digging. To me, that was, hey, I'm heading on this angle, and I'm sure he wasn't thinking he was getting the rock to before the play either. But just tried to put it on a good spot, and he ran under it, made a great play, and then special teams came out and executed the way they've done so many times this year in big time moments for us. So it was huge.
Maybe an oversimplistic question, but a play like that, when the high
Yeah, I think, he's always digging on every route, whether he's the primary or some bait. But I don't know, probably a better question for him. But he came up to me afterwards and he was like, "Was that zero?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I think he probably felt no top shelf to the coverage. He ran his route, was hauling, and felt no top shelf to the coverage and was like, "I better get my eyes back." And he said he looked up and he said that thing was floating. And he got to a good spot, so it was fun.
Just a couple more. Along the game route, is there something particular to the Rams? Have you ever heard that?
Oh, I've heard it. Yeah, that's part of football sometimes where, you're clearing out a zone or you're clearing out an area for another guy that's coming underneath that, and that was one of those that got to be ready for it.
Hey, Matthew, what was that exchange like with your former teammate, Ndamukong Suh, and he told the official that you kicked him? Can you take us back to that moment?
I was just kind of in the moment. He landed on me, and I just kind of tried to get him off me as fast as I could. And then he was talking, but I didn't think too much of it, to be honest with you. I was on to the next play, but wasn't a big deal.
Last one. Looking at the NC Championship game, rivalry game, those guys expect you in the regular season. And last time at home, big crowd for them here. What's that challenge like, and what's your message to the fans as far as their team is coming up?
Yeah, it's a big challenge. They're a team that's playing really good football at the moment, physical, tough, finding ways to win. Defense is playing outstanding. Their offense is playing timely, and obviously their special teams made some big plays last week. So, it's going to be a big challenge for us. Hopefully it's one of those games where we come out and it's heavy, blue and yellow, and we have a nice loud crowd that makes it tough on them. So we'll see. I'm excited about the opportunity. To be honest with you, before the game, didn't care if we were going to Green Bay or they were coming to us. Just wanted the opportunity to continue to play with this group of guys. And, now that we have that, I'm excited.
You reacted
Last question.
pretty emotionally as you were spiking the ball afterwards. What did you say, and what was kind of going through your mind?
I don't know what I said, to be honest with you. And I'm glad they didn't flag me for spiking it a little bit there. All the guys on the sideline were like, "Man, you were in a dark place." And I said, sometimes you got to go to those places, and to make some plays happen. So I was enjoying the moment. In my mind, I live for those kind of moments. I would have loved to have been taking a knee up 3 scores. But it's a whole lot more fun when you got to make a play like that to win the game and just steal somebody's soul. That's what it feels like sometimes, where they're sitting there going, "Man, we just had this great comeback," and you get to reach in there and take it from them. That's a whole lot of fun. Thanks.